What up, anybody, and welcome to another episode of the SVR podcast. Today, we have another independent artist that started from the bottom, of course, and now he's got a lot of better of quality with the production, lyrics, and I'm gonna introduce you from the SoundCloud. He is LeftEyePain.
How are you guys?
Okay, 10 questions I'm gonna ask you. But basically, all I have to do is just ask you 10 questions about your musical experience, struggles you have in real life, specific. And, like, if you want to answer that long, so you won't keep them just like waste of time, whatever, you gotta keep it longer. Keep going.
Like when I'm answering the questions, keep it going.
When you want to keep going that longer. Or if you don't want to be that longer, you gotta keep it short. So without any ado, let's jump into it. First question. What made you start your own music?
I That's a good question actually. I started making music actually in June 2019, and I always wanted to make music, but the way I grew up in Las Vegas, everyone's like, "Oh, you're trying to do like the NBA YoungBoy type stuff," and I was like, "No, no, no," and no one believes you. So I started doing that around 2019, my own style. And it's a good way from therapy for me. It's a coping method. It's a way for me to express my feelings in a way that other people can relate as well to. So it works equally.
What was your first ever song that you have released?
My first ever what?
Song.
The first ever song that I've ever made was "I Got You" featuring the Flip Up, and the first song I've released was "Zero Breath." And those are two songs from my first ever project that was in it, but I released that as my singles first.
Next
And
question.
fun fact,
Yeah,
but
go on.
special shout out to the Flip Up. Well, I would not be in this music without him personally. I mean, he engineered and produced and was like my first feature in my music. So like when I first did my album and like my first song, he was like the one that did it. So we got to give special thanks for that guy.
Now, next question. Who inspired you with making music?
uh, if we're talking artist wise,
Let's say mainstream and independent, or the writing, you know, writing, bars,
oh,
metaphors.
like what stuff? Oh, I think it's just a vibe, like when you listen to it, it gets your head bumping, it gets you like, oh wow, I kind of relate to these lyrics, man. I like that. And then I was always like writing. I would try to like freestyle and stuff. So like in school, so I just got kind of put that together and I finally took the initiative of making the music.
What kind of artists do you have listened to for the first time since you were that young, smaller, whatever? I know you have listened to old school. Yeah, when you was smaller, you used to listen old school at all.
I used to listen to old school. I think the old school music I would listen to is like Outkast or Tupac or Eminem, of course, NWA, artists like that I always enjoyed. And then I'm also been into like the punk rock, like rock and roll metal and punk and stuff. And like anywhere in that category, and if we're talking like that, I've always been a big fan of like the Five Finger Death Punch, the Nirvana, and like, basic kind of people. There's a lot of I just can't think of the names of the bands. Like I can't ever think of the names of them. I just know them. Or like Slipknot or stuff like that.
Okay. Next question. What are some music related stories you have with other artists, people, or just yourself?
Some stories. I know some of them would be like, I know one time I it's the first time I met this guy named Perry, Young Jersey 111, and I've known him many many months before. He did music, and I remember him in the hospital because he was in a mental hospital for like 6 months. And when he got out, because he would go out for like the dentals or like doctor's appointments, and he would call me and be like, "Yo, did you make any new freestyles? Like, you got any new things?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Bro, I'm gonna spit some things," and he'll spit these bars because he's talking about like his upcoming album, Mind of the Sinner. And I always thought that I don't know, he would just like nonstop like freestyle on his phone. And that would like inspire me to start freestyling because I don't freestyle. I write my stuff down. I don't like freestyling. But he would just freestyle for no like nonstop, no matter what. And then like other times, you know, uh, I have a guy named his name is Black Scrim, and he wanted to make music, and I'm the one that made his stuff like on my laptop and like my microphone. Like I let him use my stuff to make his first ever song, and it was called Xanic. And of course, when he released it, and it has like over 100 plays now, and that's his only song since he's released. And I was just like, dude, how can you make that? How can you make 100 plays in like this long, and I can't even make 50 in like in a month? And I would always get upset at him about it.
Okay. Next question. What are some your struggles you go through that helps your music?
uh, Probably relationships and people, like fake people, like negative people. I think that's because relationships, you fall in so deep to these relationships, and you fall in love with them, you have the great time, and then when the breakup happens, you feel like you wasted like months and weeks and your time into this. And I feel like that always helps my music because I put actual pain into the music now. Like it's just not those stupid words. So I feel like the relationships with women always help my struggles. And then there's like other moments where, because I have mental problems, like whenever the random occurs happen, it would like affect me like mentally and physically, where I can't do anything. And then I would like write about it and then put it into the songs. So like those two struggles help motivate the music to continue. Or else I wouldn't be telling the truth. I wouldn't be keeping it real with people.
Next question. I know that you have three types of, your phase, but what was the best phase of your life? Is it the teenage phase?
I think my best phase was around, I think, ninth and eighth grade. No, yeah, eighth and ninth. No, I think my whole middle school, my almost middle school years, and 1 year in high school. That's like my best phase because I think that because I had a really struggle. When I was in elementary school, I struggled a lot because I was diagnosed with autism at 5 years old. So I have social, like I have social problems. Like I can't social well. I can't like I overcome it, of course, but there's a lot of struggles. And then I think when I hit middle school, the communication finally hit. Like I can talk to people, I can make jokes, I can do stuff. But like I was bullied in elementary school because I was so weird, and like people were like, what the hell is this kid talking about? Like, what is he doing? Like it was all because of the autism and the things I viewed about it. But I think my definitely best phase in my life was definitely middle school and a little bit of high school for sure.
All right. Now, this one, next question. What is your favorite cereal that you have eaten? Can you tell me why you love it so much?
I don't care what anyone says, but my favorite cereal is Fruity Pebbles or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Fruity Pebbles always. And my reason why is because I love I love the taste of it, I guess. With the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, just the way the crunch and the cinnamon taste together. And then with the Fruity Pebbles, it's always, I don't care what anyone says, it always tastes like fruit like to me. Like it tastes like the actual flavor is supposed to. I don't know. I guess I always enjoyed it, I guess. I was always tired of like, the basic organic brands. I just like that.
Okay. Next question. What is your current life, mentally, physical life?
as we speak right now, because I know this interview is gonna stay like this. Um, it's not the worst, but I feel like I'm digging a hole right now. I'm gonna. It's gonna sound deep, man, but I don't care. I've struggled a lot. I'm struggling right now. Like, you know the feeling when you get into like a really really big breakup and you feel very anxious. You don't want to eat. You don't want to hang out. It's like a people might think I might be bipolar. That's what people think. Like this girl I was talking to, this person, they're like, I think you're bipolar based on like how the things I tell them. But I think right now, mentally and physically, I think it's the biggest struggle for me right now because I've made one song and it's been over a month and a half. I only made one. And that's how much it shows that I've been struggling. So I think mentally and physically, at least, I've been struggling, but you always got to keep a positive mindset and keep pushing. So I am the biggest. I'm literally like a statue of hope because I can struggle through all this stuff, but yet you can keep it strong, keep pushing. That's definitely what my physical and mental is right now.
Okay, next question. Are you any group or clique activity? If so, what's the name and tell me about them?
Yes, sir. SBC School Bus Click. That's a special shout out to them. School Bus Click. Yes, they are. Uh, they're a music group. Just like if you ever look at like like members only or Golf Boy Click type stuff, it's a group of artists. And I've been in this group for almost 2 years. I think, yeah, I think 2 years, maybe three. It's featuring artists like Ash, Young Jersey 111, Druga, Young Gumbo, Lil Docs. Lil Docs is in there. It's yeah. Lil Docs is in there. I'm in there. Uh, Other artists, Ghost, and Casper and Goth Alchemist, stuff like that. And you know, actually, hell, um, but Druga is definitely the biggest one that because he's the group of it, and Gumbo because you got people like yeah Casper, Ash, Gumbo, Lil Docs, uh Droga, all those artists. But it's definitely an upcoming group, and I'm very proud to be in it. And it's just a bunch of like I love it because it's like there's different artists in there. Everyone's different. Some are like lyrical and like strong in their music, and they're like a vibe. Others are like me, who sound depressing, and it gets you in a mood, but sometimes hype. And there's others who are um like that hard like anger stuff. Everyone's different. That's why it mixes it all. But yeah, School Bus Click, shout out to them for sure.
Next question. Oh, this is an interesting one. What did the name of Left Eye Pain came from in your mind? Can you tell me the two meanings behind of that rap stage name and why you actually think it will suit well?
Yes, everyone keeps asking me about this question. And even this guy is asked. Left Eye Pain. And this is before I say anything, this is actually my second artist name because I changed it. Either my old one was Purple World because in the world that has like an O was replaced like an X. Like if you listen to Scarlord, it's like that. My name was Purple World, and I'll tell you that Purple World one after this question. Left Eye Pain. There's two meanings behind it. Uh, One is more of so the Left Eye Pain is when people cry. The first teardrop always has a meaning. The left means pain, the right means happiness, and both mean frustration. And that's a true fact. And that wouldn't make sense if you say left eye frustration. I mean, I could, but not really. Left eye happiness? No, left eye pain. As I kind of like piece it all together. Left eye pain. Yeah, left eye pain. I mix it together. And then the other one, it's more of an experience kind of one where I got into a fight with someone and my left eye got all black and messed up. And people want to make fun of me, be like, "Oh, left eye. Is your left eye in pain? Is your left eye in pain?" I was like, "Yeah, no, duh." But yeah, that's definitely the main. Left eye pain. I cry, pain coming down my eye on this side. And the reason why I changed it is because people would tell me like left eye pain sounds more better to say than purple world. because you have to explain how to spell it. LeftEyePain is just right there. I like the name in general. It's also a good name to make a meme out of, so it gets you easier attention.
Right. And the final question of the day before we wrap it up, how will you describe yourself musically that you usually make?
How would I describe myself musically? I how I would describe myself is it's all honest. It's honesty. I keep it real. I mean, everything I tell you is my actual feelings, my thoughts, you know, my tears, my blood. Um, I also would describe it like kind of different, I guess, because when you listen to other artists, you either get the feeling of like, oh, he's just like anyone else. Why am I listening to him? Auto too much. And the other one's more like, oh, this guy's so underrated. I like him. Honestly, I would just say I would also describe myself kind of underrated in a lot of ways because I feel like, and this is the reason I feel like I'm not getting the proper attention as I should. I feel like in a lot of ways because I came through a long ways. I've been in the music right now 2 years. Because last month was 2 years I've been in the music, and I've my whole time making music until from June 6th to January 2020 this year. I've used a phone and earphones. I That's all I ever used. And then I got this microphone in the summer of last year. And then I got this laptop, man. I came through a long ways. I build myself. I literally started from low building. I build myself up. And I feel like I'm not getting the proper attention and the proper interest. And every day I try to do better. And I feel like I'm very underrated. Like everyone's these attentions, like Little Docs and the SBC, and like everyone's giving me these cool attentions. But like I feel like that kind of loner in the background, because I'm a generally good person. I'm very interesting to know. And I feel like, yeah, I would definitely describe myself as underrated and truth. I'm the honest truth of an underrated artist for sure.
Um, that was it, folks. If you have any kind of last words before we left off, can you tell us exactly?
Last thing I want to say before we end this podcast, I want to give a big shout out to all the artists I just said, and big people, anyone who's been there, and shout out to this man right here, giving me the opportunity for a free interview podcast, um, and everyone who watches me. And I would add an extra question for you guys to answer. What would my message be for the world? The message, and that message would be: tomorrow is not promised. Do everything, do your best, no matter what. Tomorrow is never promised. And another one would be: the sun will rise and we will try again tomorrow. Just because you had a bad day, just because you failed, just because you couldn't do something right, doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's over. There's always tomorrow. You can try it again. And also tomorrow's not promised. So make that day worth it. So keep trying. I love everyone that watches this interview. I appreciate it. I appreciate this man right here for giving me the opportunity. I want to appreciate the Flip Up for being there for my whole music. Appreciate and love the Young Jersey Perry right there. Helped me through make my big song. Shout out to Jaroga and SBC. They're the real ones, and Little Dogs for showing me this, man. Yeah, that's the last things I would say.
The links of the social media will be linking down the description below.
And y'all better check me out, or else you will get bad luck for 50 years. This man will keep dropping bigger bangers that you won't even get to handle. So you all better check both of us out. Check this out.
And I will see you guys in the next episode.